Welcome everyone to the Poker Go studio. This is the Big Blind. I'm Jeff Platt here in Las Vegas, coming to you with what we like to call the ultimate test of knowledge on all things poker, Vegas, and gambling related. We introduced that test to our three contestants, some of the most recognizable figures in the poker world. First up, almost $4.5 million in career tournament earnings, yet he says he is busto. I guess he might really be broke, seeing as he is in the main room here in the Poker Go studio playing on one of our computers. Jared Jaffe, how are you?
Great. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
It is
hell
an
of an
absolute
intro
pleasure.
right there, Jeff. Jesus.
Well, just wait till yours, Poppy. We save yours for last. Next, she's probably not
You better be
busto.
good. I'll remember you give me a bad intro. I'll
Okay,
remember that.
that's fair, that's fair. Next
Okay.
is probably not busto, no matter what her career tournament earnings are, because of all that broadcasting money. You know her from her analyst role alongside Lon McCarron and Norman Chad at the WSOP main event. Hello, Jamie Kerstetter.
Hey, I am busto though.
Oh, still busto. Okay.
I owed a lot of people a lot of money. Yeah.
Okay, so really needs this top prize. And finally,
For sure.
not only one of the most popular poker podcasters out there, but certainly poker's lead investigator whenever any controversies come down. Or you can just find him on YouTube breaking down a street fight that's gone viral. Joey Ingram, Poppy is here. What's up, man? How was that?
What's up, brother? I'm glad we didn't talk about career tournament earnings. You know, we would have had to say how much did we buy in for, what did we sell. Like, I'm glad we didn't have to get into that sort of specifics when we talked about me. So that's good.
We left that out
Ready
for
to
a
be
reason.
here, Jeff. I'm ready to compete.
Okay, we love to have you here. Just like you would compete in a No Limit Texas Hold'em tournament, right? You love those?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you all again for joining us. All right, our three players today will start with 10,000 in chips. We use a limit hold'em betting structure. Now, before our pre-flop action begins, players will see the hands category. They can then base their betting on their confidence level in that category. Levels 1 and 2 consist of trivia questions in that topic. We'll have a question for the flop, we'll have a question for the turn, and we will have a question for the river. Those questions will get progressively more difficult once you send in your answers. We'll open up another betting round. If you know the answer, you should probably fire off a bet or raise. If you don't know the answer but think the bluff will get through, you should probably fire off a bet or raise. If 2 or more players remain in the hand after the turn, we will go to the river, which will always be set up as a tiebreaker question. Level 3, we call it Against the House, where you'll get a chance to bet some or all of the chips you have accumulated. More on that in just a little bit. This is a first round matchup. If you win today or finish in second place, you are on to our quarterfinals. Make it all the way to the finals, you are in the money. Win the finals, you take home $15,000. Second place, $10,000. Third place, $5,000. We did feel like, though, that there needed to be a prize for the outright winner of today's show. And do we have a prize for you? It's John Fox's classic book, Play Poker, Quit Work, and Sleep Until Noon, which is, I guess, pretty much what all three of you did. So remember that this is on the line today. Play poker, quit work, and sleep till noon. All right, here we go. Level 1, the blinds are 100, 200. We hit the music. That means you can bet 200 on the flop, 400 on the turn. Jared Jaffe has the button to start because we do indeed accept bribes here at the Big Blind. Joey is in the small blind. Jamie is in the big blind. Let's take a look at our first hands category. WSOP history. The World Series of Poker just concluded its 50th running, so let us see how we got here. Jared, on the button, you lead off our betting. You can fold, call, or raise.
Call.
Going to make the call. An enthusiastic call from Jared Jaffe onto Joey in the small blind.
Call.
Joey will make the enthusiastic call as well. Jamie, you can check or raise.
I'll raise.
She will raise it up. Back to Jared on the button. Call, raise, or fold.
I'm going to call.
He's going to make the call. Joey Ingram.
Call.
Joey will make the call as well. We are three-handed to this flop. Let us see this flop question. This WSOP tournament, introduced just this year, drew the largest field in live poker tournament history. Send in your answers, please. 28,371 entries for this one. 4 starting flights. 1 incredible tournament. All right, our answers are in, so we open up a betting round. Joey, you're in the small blind, so you're first to act. You can check or bet.
Check.
It's going to check it over to Jamie. Jamie, you can check or bet.
Bet.
Jamie will fire onto Jared on the button.
Call.
Jared makes the call. Joey.
Call.
Joey's going to call as well. Before we see what our players weighed in with, let's see what the correct answer is. That would be the Big 50. 2019 World Series of Poker's event number 3, $500 buy-in. Femi Fashikan took it down, winning more than $1.14 million. Who had this one right? Joey said Big 50, aka Big 50. Both would have been acceptable. He got it right. Jamie said Big 50. She got it right. Jared said the Big 50. He got it right. Everybody gets it right. Everybody moves on to our turn. Let us see that turn question. Still a little bit too early for celebrating, Jared. Here we go. Which country is second to the United States in number of WSOP bracelets? Answers, please. The U.S. took down more than 50 bracelets this summer. What country is in second as far as overall amount of bracelets are concerned? All right, our answers are in. We start another betting round with Joey Ingram. You can check or bet.
Check.
Going to check it over to Jamie.
Bet.
Jamie's going to fire another bet, this one for 400 on the turn. Jared?
Call.
Jared will make the call around to Joey.
I should have trusted my YouTube demographics on this one. I'm going to call. I think I got it wrong, but I'm going to call.
Joey's going to call even though he thinks he got it wrong. Let's take a look at the correct answer. Joey, that answer is
man,
Canada.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. God damn it, man. I fucking should have went with the goddamn demographics on YouTube. It's America, then Canada, then fucking the UK. God damn it.
I mean, yeah,
Fuck.
you are in the right order. The U.S. has 1,139 bracelets. Canada has 61.
Fucking idiot.
England is in third with 51. You guys could guess this, but Joey did
Germany's
say
fourth,
UK.
right? Of course.
And he quickly said, I should have said Canada according to my demographics, but we had already locked the answer in. Jamie said Canada. That is
course
correct. If Jared misses this one, Jamie wins the hand. Jared says he said England, and Jamie Kerstetter will take down our first hand. So it is Jamie Kerstetter who becomes our chip leader. She has 12K in chips. Both Jared Jaffe and Joey Ingram are down to 9K. For this hand, Joey has the button. Jamie is in the small blind. Jared's in the big blind. Let's take a look at our second hands category. That category is roulette. Joey, you are on the button. You will lead off our betting. You can raise, call, or fold.
I'm on such tilt call.
The tilt call from Joey over to Jamie.
I knew it was Canada. It's just disgusting, really. It's just.
A pretty small pot, at least, if that helps.
Where am I right now? I'm just gonna call.
Yeah, you're in the
Whatever,
small
or
blind.
check.
We'll call in
Okay,
the small
call.
blind. Jared, you are in the big blind. You can check or raise.
I'll check.
He is going to check 600 in the middle. Let's take a look at our flop question. Roulette originated in which country? Answers, please. I'm sure you three have all had some degenerate roulette runs in your day. Roulette started off in which country? All right, our answers are in. Jamie, you are first to act. Since you are in the small blind, you can check or bet.
Check.
Going to check it over to Jared.
Bet.
Jared is going to bet. Joey, raise, call, or fold?
Call.
Joey's going to make the call around to Jamie.
Call.
Jamie will make the call as well. Before we see what our players said, let's take a look at the correct answer. That answer is France.
It can't be America. There's no chance.
It is from France. The French word roulette means little wheel. Who had France? We'll check in on Jamie first. She said France. That is correct. We'll check in on Jared next. He said England once again. England has been incorrect both times. Joe Ingram did say
I got it next time.
the United States of America. He also said who knows. Well, Jamie knows, and she wins back-to-back hands.
Jesus.
Tough draw for Jared and Joey to have Jamie Kerstetter.
If
and
they
guess
come up-
Jamie knows all this stuff.
the correct
If they
answer
come up
was.
with poker questions, I'm screwed though.
We go poker strategy, PLO strategy questions here, you know,
I'm
like
toast.
something like
Yeah.
that. Conversation strategy
I mean,
questions, something
who
like
knows?
that.
There might be a Pot Limit Omaha or a podcast category coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah, I doubt
Who knows?
I doubt that, but we'll see.
Okay. For now, Jamie has the chip lead. She has 12,800 in chips. Both Joey and Jared are tied for second place with 8,600 in chips. For this hand, Jamie has the button. Jared is in the small blind. Joey is in the big blind. Let's take a look at this hand's category. It was close to Pot Limit Omaha. It was Wayne Newton Mr.
Couldn't y'all
Las
pick Celine
Vegas.
Dion or something newer a little bit? Why you guys got a Wayne Newton? I don't know who's picking these people here.
I'm glad you mentioned Celine Dion because she is the absolute greatest of all time. But back to this
I
hand.
agree, Backstreet Boys or something like that.
No, the Backstreet Boys are pretty strong too. Jamie on the button, you can raise, call, or fold.
Call.
Jamie's going to make the call around to Jared in the small blind.
Oh,
Jared will call. Joey, you can check or raise on the Wayne Newton category in the big blind.
Check.
He is going to check. Three-handed to this flop. Let's take a look at that flop question. Wayne's first big hit came in 1963 with what song? Answers, please. Wayne was 21 years old when this song reached number 13 on the Billboard charts. Wayne Newton, Mr. Las Vegas.
Is he really still Mr. Las Vegas, though? I don't think so.
Who would be, though?
I
I'm
don't
not
guess
putting
Daniel
England in
Negreanu.
this.
Daniel Negreanu would say himself. He thinks he's Mr. Las Vegas.
Daniel
so he'd
Negreanu
probably
might
say
be
him.
Mr. Las Vegas at this point. I still think
Thinks he is.
Wayne Newton has that nickname. Answers, please.
Wait, I thought we got a bet.
This is embarrassing. I have no idea.
That's kind of
Perfect.
a tell, Jamie, but so
Yeah.
it's not England, right?
that
Definitely
is
not
correct. Yeah, I can go ahead and say that it is not England. So our answers are in. Jared, since you are in the small blind, you are first to act. You can check or bet.
Bet.
He is going to fire a bet. Of course, it helped with the knowledge that Jamie had no idea. Over to
I
Joey.
could be. If I raise here, it'd be pretty sick though.
That would be sick. Joey. Joey will make the call. Jamie.
Folds.
Jamie is
No.
going to lay it down. Let's take a look at the correct answer. It's a hard one to say, so I'll just say
What?
Dankeschön, Bama, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, Dankeschön. Let's take a look at what our players said. Jared said, "Baby got back." Close. Joey said, "It's not unusual."
Oh, that's a good guess.
Not bad.
That's a good guess.
Good job,
Tom
Joe.
Jones classic. It's not unusual.
Yeah.
Jamie went with Lionel Richie's All Night Long. She bowed out of it. So since Jared and Joey were both in the hand still, they both got it wrong, but they're both able to move on to the turn without Jamie since she folded. So let's take a look at that turn question. In 1980, Wayne became a part owner of this Las Vegas hotel located on the site of today's Planet Hollywood. Send in your answers. This hotel opened in 1963, was demolished in 1998, was rebuilt as the same hotel, and then switched over to Planet Hollywood. Answers, please. All right, our answers are in. It is time for our betting round. Jared, you are first to act. You can check or bet.
Bet.
Jared is going to fire onto Joey.
Raise.
Joey is going to fire a raise on the turn. Action back to Jared.
Call.
Jared will make the call. Before we see what our player said, let's take a look at the correct answer. That answer is the Aladdin. After facing numerous lawsuits, allegations of mafia ties, and a failed bid to take over the hotel as sole owner, his stint as a casino mogul lasted only through 1982. Who had the Aladdin? Not Jared. He said the Sands. Did Joey have it to win the hands? No, he said he didn't know, but he fired off a bluff on the turn. It almost got through. So both
That's
players
pretty
get it
good.
wrong. Both players will move on to our river tiebreaker, and let us take a look at that river tiebreaker question. In January of 2019, Wayne went on stage at Caesar's Palace to celebrate how many years of Las Vegas performances? Send in your answers. Less than 100, I will say that. Wayne Newton, how many years of Las Vegas performances? All right, our answers are in. So let's take a look at the correct answer. The correct answer is 60 years. That's over 30,000 live Vegas performances. Who was closest to 60? Jared had 20, so he's 40 off. Joey is in a good spot. Can he get closer than 40? The answer is yes. Joey said 49. Joey is on the board. He wins hand number 3, and that is a wrap for level 1. We raise the stakes in level 2 coming up next. Welcome back to the Big Blind. Let's take a look at the chip counts before we start level 2. Jamie Kerstetter, our chip leader, 12,600 in chips. Joey has 10K in chips. Jared, our shortest stack, with 7,400, but still plenty of time. What's on the line? Not just a spot in the quarterfinals for the top 2, but for the winner, a copy of Play Poker, Quit Work, and Sleep Till Noon. Again, noon might be an early wake-up call for you guys, but our producers made sure to schedule this matchup late in the day. Just for you all. Level 2, the blinds are 200, 400. That means you can bet 400 on the flop, 800 on the turn. Jared will start off with the button. Joey in the small blind, Jamie in the big blind. Let's take a look at this hand's category. Macau, off to the high stakes world. Jared on the button, you will lead off our betting. Raise, call, or fold.
Call.
We'll make the call onto Joey in the small blind.
Call.
Joey calls as well. Jamie, you can check or raise.
Check.
Jamie is going to check. Three-handed to this flop with 1,200 in the middle. Let's see that flop question. What Macau property is the largest casino resort in the world? Answers, please. The property has 10.5 million overall square feet, including 546,000 square feet of pure gambling. All right, our answers are in, so we open up a betting round. Joey, since you're in the small blind, you are first to act. You can check or bet.
Bet.
Going to fire off a bet. Jamie.
Call.
Jamie will make the call onto Jared.
Call.
Jared calls as well. Let's see what the correct answer is.
I think I might be wrong. It might be at the Sands.
The correct answer is the Venetian Macau. So first we will check in with Joey since he's in the small blind. You were not wrong. You said Venetian. That is correct. We go to Jamie. You could probably guess based off her reaction that she did not get this. She's been watching too many Triton streams. She says Jeju. And then we move on to Jared Jaffe, and he says the win. So just like that, Joey Ingram has won another hand, climbing up that leaderboard close to Jamie now in the chip counts. Let's take a look at that turn question just for fun. Little history lesson for you all. Macau was established as a colony of what European empire in 1557? Anybody?
UK.
The UK. An answer eventually has to be England, right? That would be the Portuguese Empire. And the colony remained under Portuguese control until 1999 when it was returned to China. We'll jump ahead to our river tiebreaker. Nevada casinos reported $11.9 billion in gaming revenues in 2018. How much in gaming revenue did Macau have that year? Anybody?
16.8 billion.
7 million. 7 billion.
Jamie?
I'd say 10.
Joey would have been right. The answer is 37.6 billion.
Those Asians love gambling over there, man.
They do love the gambling.
No wonder why Tom Dawes never came back home. My God, look at the money he's getting over there, man.
So let's take a look at the chip counts. Jamie is in the lead with 11,800. Joey is right there, 11,600. Jared, our short stack, with 6,600, but still plenty of time. Joey has the button for this one. Jamie is in the small blind. Jared is in the big blind. Let's take a look at this hand's
Pot
category.
limit Omaha, please.
How about Hold'em math?
No, come on. What is this?
We knew this would
This
not.
question is the Hold'em math. What is two-card pot limit Omaha, man?
We knew this would not sit well with our resident pot limit Omaha expert, Joey Ingram. Hey man, at least you have the button.
Mother, what the?
You can raise, call, or fold.
Call.
Going to make the call. Very excited to be in this hand. Jamie?
Call.
Jamie's going to make the call as well. Jared, you can check or raise.
I will check.
Jared is going to check. Let us see our flop question. You can get this one, Joey. A flip is often seen between two overcards and a blank. Answers, please. This is pretty bad if anybody does not get this one right. Just saying.
No judgment.
There's judgment, Jamie, on this one. There's definite judgment.
It's hard to
here.
believe this question was in the same universe as that Portuguese and Macau question. It's hard to believe like those two are.
Well,
can
remember,
even be
they get
you know?
progressively more difficult. So this is just the flop. Trust me, you'll be put to the test on the turn for this one. All right, our answers are in. That means we open up another betting round. Jamie, you're first to act. You can check or bet.
Bet.
Jamie is going to fire off a bet. Jared snap calls onto Joey.
Call.
Joey makes the call as well. Let's see the correct answer. Pocket pair. Classic Hold'em matchup. 2 overcards and a pocket pair. That would be a flip. Who got it right? Jamie said pair. That is correct. Jared said pair. That is correct. Joey said pair. That is correct. Everybody gets it right.
Good job, guys.
Everybody
Hey,
moves
that's
on
my first right answer.
to the turn. Yeah, we've got everybody in the mix on this one. So here we go, Joey. You'll be put to the test here. So we are about to show you a picture. That picture will include player A's hand, player B's hand, and the board. We want to know how many outs player B has. Now you will have a very strict clock on this one. 10 seconds to act. Player A has pocket sixes. He currently leads player B, who has the 8-6 of hearts. It's a 9-Jack-4-10 board with 2 hearts. The timer starts now. All right, our answers are in. Jamie, you are first to act. You can check or bet.
Check.
She is going to check over to Jared.
Bet.
Jared is going to fire off a bet. Joey,
Call.
going to make the call. On to you, Jamie.
Call.
Jamie is going to make the call as well. Let's see the correct answer. It is 18. It's all the hearts, 9 of those, a queen, 3 more of those, a 7, 3 more of those, or an 8, 3 more of those. 9 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. I do believe that is 18. Who got this one right? Jamie said 15. Jared said 15. And Joey says 20. But since everybody gets it wrong on the turn, this was not a closest to competition. You needed the
Fucking
exact
queen.
answer here. So that means everybody will move on to our river tiebreaker. How about that? All that work just to send everybody onto the river. Let's take a look.
Wait, what was the right answer? 18?
The right answer is 18, yes.
All right.
So let us take a look at that river tiebreaker question. What % chance do you have to hit a set on the flop when holding a pocket pair? Answers, please.
Of course, sticky rice. Of course I know this. Raise.
There's no betting in this round, Joey, but we
Raise.
appreciate the confidence.
This guy Sticky Rice used to stream on Twitch and would yell this out every time he got a pocket pair. If he's wrong, he might actually be wrong, so I could be wrong with my answer here. Fuck, I might be wrong here. Please, this is the one time watching that dumb guy stream will pay off for me.
Wait, are we done? I pressed the wrong button. Fuck.
Our answers are in. We are locked
I hit
in,
the wrong-
Jared. Sorry.
Oh, whatever.
First, we're going to take a look at the correct answer. That answer is about 12%. Who was closest? We start with Jamie since she's in the small blind. Jamie says 12.5%.
Hold on, man. She's done a billion commentating things. This question comes up. What are the odds of flopping a pair, Jamie? Well, the odds are 12.5%. Ali, like, come on, man.
So I'm guessing
Jared-
Joey does not get this right. He says,
me and Jared, but we're not thinking about the odds of flopping this set here.
Joey said 11%. The exact answer is actually 11.8%, so Jamie is closer than Joey by 0.1%. Jared Jaffe said 6%. That is not as close. That is not as good of a guess. So Jamie will win this hand. She will extend her chip lead. She's at 15K in chips. Joe Ingram, right at starting stack, 10K. Jared Jaffe, our short stack, at 5K. For this next hand, Jamie has the button. Jared is in the small blind. Joey is in the big blind. Let's take a look at this hand's category. That category is Caesar's Palace, one of the most recognizable spots in Las Vegas. Jamie, since you're on the button, you will lead off our betting. You can raise, call, or fold.
I'll call.
She is going to make the call over to Jared in the small blind.
Raise.
Jared is going to raise it up over to Joey.
This gets you out, Jared? This is the category
The first
that Jared,
raise comes
Jared
from the
gets
Caesar's
excited about,
Palace
Caesar's
category.
I enjoy Caesars.
This is the one that wakes the kid up. I love this. Okay, now Jared woke up. He got excited. Caesar's Palace.
I spend my comps there.
Call. I'm in.
Call.
And then Jamie makes the call. Let's take a look at our flop question. This iconic theater is the main performance venue at Caesar's Palace. Answers, please. A 4,296-seat venue. It's been home to many performances from the likes of Celine Dion, like we mentioned, Joey, the greatest of all time, Elton John, Jerry Seinfeld. What theater is the main performance venue at Caesar's Palace? 5 seconds. All right, our answers are in. Jared, you are first to act in this betting round. You can check or bet.
Bet.
He is going to fire over to Joey.
Call.
Joey makes the call. Jamie.
Fold.
Jamie will lay it down. Before we see what our players said, let's take a look at the correct answer. That answer is the Coliseum.
Oh, I was right.
Yes, you were. It opened in 2003. It cost more than $100 million to make. Let's see if Jared or Joey got this one. We already know Jamie got it, but she folded. Jared said
Jamie
something
got it right and folded. Wow.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Jared said something I won't repeat on camera. Safe to say he did not get it right. On to Joey. Joey said Roman theater. That is also incorrect. So both Jared and Joey will move on to our turn with 4,000 chips in the middle.
Dude, just fold. What the fuck? Fold.
What was Jared's answer?
Jared, you can say it. Go ahead. Fire it off.
Said fuck you all.
All right. It is Jared and Joey going to the turn. Let's see that turn question. In 1969, this daredevil jumped 141 feet over the fountains at Caesar's Palace on a motorcycle. Answers, please. After that jump, he suffered a concussion, fractures to his hip, wrist, and both ankles, and a crushed pelvis and femur. Good times.
That's it? Jeez.
All right, our answers are in. We will start this betting round with Jared. Jared, you are first to act. You can check or bet.
Bet.
He is going to bet once again right into Joey. Joey.
Raise.
Joey will raise it up on the turn. Back to Jared.
Call.
Jared will make the call. Let's see what the correct answer is. Yeah, it's Evel Knievel, the world famous daredevil. Let's check in on Jared's answer first. He said Evel Knievel. He is correct. Joey, he's confident. He did nail it. He said Evel Knievel. Both of them get it right. Both of them move on to the river. Let us check out that river tiebreaker. Since its opening in 1966, Caesar's Palace has been a common movie setting. How many feature films has it appeared in? Answers, please. How many feature films has Caesar's Palace appeared in?
It's a big pot right here, boys.
7,200 chips are in the middle. This is absolutely massive. All right, our answers are in. Before we see what our contestants weighed in with,
No, what did Jared say? I
Let's
want to
take
know
a look.
before I see the answer.
we're going to take a look at the correct answer first. And that answer is 19. I'm sure you guys remember some of the obvious ones like The Hangover and Ocean's 11,
can't
but
wait
by
to
our
see it.
count, Joey, we had our research team really
Oh
dive
my
in on this
God.
one. There are more than just those two that I mentioned. There aren't that much more though. Let's check in with Joey's answer first, just for fun, because you can tell he's furious. Joey said 200. So he's 181 off. Jared, if you can get closer than that, you will win this hand. Jared Jaffe said 300. No, he said 18. He said 18. So he is one off the mark. Jared
I should get
Jaffe
extra.
wins.
I should get extra for that. You should lose extra. I should get extra.
Okay.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
18.
We will think about that offer from Jared during the break. Next, we move on to Against the House, and we find our winner. See you guys soon. Back on the Big Blind, every contestant still alive. Taking a look at our chip counts. Jamie Kerstetter, the chip leader, she has 14,200 in chips. Jared Jaffe has made a move into second with 9K in chips. Joey Ingram has 6,800. Now it is time to stop putting chips at risk against each other and play against the house. Into the pit, firing off in the casino, and remember what is on the line. First place and second place move on to the quarterfinals. But if you finish in first, you also receive this incredible first place prize. Play poker, quit work, and sleep till noon, or as it's called, the complete psychology, mathematics, and tactics of winning poker, whatever. The first title is much better. Now, while there's no prize for second at this point, again, want to re-emphasize the second place finisher will also move on to our quarterfinals. Now, our players have the option to wager as much or as little of their stack as they so choose. After that wager is placed, they'll see a video featuring a hand from a tournament and a multiple choice question on what action will be next. So, everybody, please send in your wagers. Joey, you have up to 6,800 in chips to wager. Jared, you have up to 9K. Jamie, you have up to 14,200 in chips to wager. All right, our wagers are in. Let's take a look at
Bet
this
it all,
hand
Jamie.
from Super High Roller Bowl 4.
Queen, maybe with the queen of clubs. That's a pretty
That's ambitious.
hopeful,
Yeah.
but it's in there. So troublesome for Holtz as of course Bonomo can have hands like ace ace, king king, probably with a club, queen queen, club. Does Holtz put a raise in now?
Bonomo versus Fedor in a sit cooler spot. What does Fedor do here? Does he call? Does he raise to 390K? Or does he raise to 520K? Send in your answers, please. Both players flop the flush. Bonomo fires 150K on the turn, so more than 500K now in the pot. Action is on Fedor, and he does what? Does he call? Does he raise to 390K? Or does he raise to 520K? All right, our answers are in. Let us see how this hand plays out.
He does go to 390.
And the brakes on this train
Stack this fucking hand.
don't work.
So Bonomo will just call with his ace king of clubs. So weird to have a razor yet. If you put that soul read on, that Holtz just has a smaller flush. Let's go. Let's get it in. And this card will not deter Holtz from continuing to put chips in the pot, as Bonomo has very few hands that have a 7 in it. Cold 4 betting. Holtz really targeting a range of ace ace, probably with a club. Maybe not king king, queen queen. This would be an epic check back from Holtz that we are not
Joey, you slow rolling?
going to see. I don't think he does
don't
move
think
all
so.
in, and this spells the
How much
end
did you bet?
for Fedor Holtz in Lus, and that'll do it. A bit of a slow roll for Fedor too. I think he's going to have a hard time believing his eyes. I don't really know why Justin took so long. It was a little bit odd. It
Just
seems
remember
so
Fedor
standard
storming
call
out
there.
after this hand in disbelief that he
will
possibly
not.
ran bad ever. Look at him, he's stunned. How could I ever get flush over flush?
Because it really looked
200
like
big
aces
blinds.
and
How is it
kings after
possible?
that
Look at him. He
time.
can't fucking believe it. The first time he ever got flush over flush for 200 big blinds in his entire fucking poker career. Look at him. He can't even believe it. He's looked
Fedor
7
had something to
times.
say
Just
about it
walked
on
out
the
and
way
just
out.
Justin, if it was a slow roll because the call appeared
this
to
guy.
be
stormed out.
so standard.
So raise to 390K is the correct answer. Then an all in on the river. Then gets slow rolled by Bonomo. You guys saw it. Fedor certainly not thrilled. Anyways, it is time to check out what our contestants said and how much they wagered. We start with the shortest stack. That would be Joey
bad at this
Ingram.
game. I know he gets stacked that hand too, and how is he gonna get so? I mean, I'm such a fucking idiot.
We look at his answer. Joey, as you can guess, said the wrong answer. That would be call. That is incorrect.
Really
Let's
good
see how
stack,
much he
man.
wagered. He wagered
Stormed out.
2,300. That means he has 4,500 in chips. Let us look at Jared's answer next. Remember, the top 2 spots receive berths in the quarterfinals. Jared said raise to 520K. That is also incorrect. Let us see how much he wagered. This is huge. He wagered 4,700 in chips. That means he falls to 4,300, which is below Joey by 200. By the way, doesn't matter for the sake of second place drama. We'll take a look at Jamie's answer. She said call. She wagered
awesome.
0. It doesn't matter. Jamie Kerstetter has won this episode of The Big Blind. Congratulations. But Jamie, we got to get to these two guys because some drama at the end. Joey, what does this feel like to squeak out the second place finish?
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. That hand is embarrassing.
Jared, Jeffy, your
Embarrassing
thoughts?
answer that last one. I shouldn't even get through. It was embarrassing.
You're never gonna see me again.
And that will do it for Jared Jaffe. This is his last appearance here at the Poker Go studio. So Jamie, forget about the main event. This has to be the biggest on-camera moment of your poker career, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. This is the most I've won in years. This book.
This book, Play Poker, Quit Work, and Sleep Until Noon. Well, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Jared. Thank you all for playing. An incredible win from Jamie Kerstetter and some kind of a second place finish by Joey Ingram. Both Jamie and Joey will move on to our quarterfinals. Jared Jaffe, again, a heartfelt Thanks for playing. Thank you again to all of our players. Thanks so much to our crew. Thanks so much to you all for watching. We will see you next time on The Big Blind.